Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pastor Have You Seen This? A production of Allen Creek Community Church, where one of our pastoral staff will take a look for the first time right here in front of you and everybody, some content that we've never seen before and offer you some off-the-cuff commentary, usually something to do with philosophy, religion, the Bible, culture, that sort of thing. If you've got something you would like us to comment on, you can send it to us, social@ac3.org, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see what we've got on offer for today.
The whole thing is not to offend people, but we can offend God. Don't say hard things because you might hurt someone's feelings, but you completely annihilate the holiness of God. Oh, you can't say that because that's offensive and completely remove reverence of God. So you can come as you are in the church, but you cannot come as you are in the world. Think about that. The church is the only place where they say, okay, welcome everyone in their sin. They can do whatever they want to do. The world says, no, you have to sin for us to accept you. In other words, they will not tolerate you having a standard of holiness, but the church will tolerate their foolishness. And here's the trick from the devil. People in the church says that's love. You love people when you just sit there in agreement with them. Are you saying something? No, you're agreeing. The whole thing is...
Well, there's two things going on here at once. One is the speaker and the things they're saying, and then it's superimposed over two contrasting images. And I think we've got to deal with them separately. So I don't know if that was the speaker's intent or if he consented to having those words put over those images. Maybe he made this content. I don't know. So let's start with the speaker's words. And I think there's a lot of legitimacy to what he's saying. And this is just simply a representation of a cultural moment that we're in. That increasingly, anyone who's holding out an exclusive, orthodox, historic, biblical Christian worldview is being moved farther and farther to the margins of culture. Now, are we a repressed minority? I don't think so. Are we going to become a repressed minority? I don't know if I'll live to see that. I do know I've read the prophetic works of the Bible, and it says that before all things come to an end, that will occur. Whether that's coming next week, next year, or in 10,000 years, I don't know. It depends on which day you catch me, how I'm feeling about it. So is that underway right now? Is it more difficult to hold up to an exclusive worldview that has one God with a moral standard who let's now cross the bridge over into the imagery, who says that there is an exclusive marriage sexual union rule that says one man and one woman under a covenant relationship for life. Is that becoming less popular? Absolutely. Is it provocative, and is it being labeled as hateful frequently? But there are many other things too. So now when it comes to this imagery, I think it maybe does a disservice to the dialogue about Christianity's relative place in the culture to narrow it exclusively to the debate about sexuality, because there's a lot of other things that can contribute to this. It's not about gayness all the time. It's not about transsexuality all the time. It's not about gender identity all the time. Those are important cultural issues, but we're also talking about things like abortion. We talk about things like God's holiness and purpose for life. We're talking about the value of nuclear family and community. Talking about forgiveness, violence. These sorts of things all fit into the audio that we have there. Are these things that Christians are losing the bully pulpit, if you will, or the cultural center? Those things are also being lost as well too. So I think it's interesting that the imagery and the dialogue got lumped together, and I'm honestly not going to bite on that. But I am going to say that I do agree with the speaker in that increasingly it becomes, well, here's one thing. Let me just speak to the Christians maybe watching this. If you find yourself in a public setting in a restaurant and you're having a dialogue with another Christian, and you catch yourself, you're about to say something like, it's more and more difficult to talk about sin, and you find the impulse to lower your voice and turn around and look like this, or you want to say, let's talk about the Bible. Well, I think the answer probably lies there. So, anyway, interesting stuff. Thanks for sending it in. Be sure to drop something for us if you're interested at social@ac3.org. See you next time.